Alrighty then, we're going to be talking about conditional statements today. And a conditional statement is written in if-then form. Some people just call them if-then statements. Our example here has, if you buy a car, then you get $1,500 cash back. Now the hypothesis is you buy a car. The if is not included in the hypothesis. The conclusion, what happens if you do what's in the hypothesis, you get $1,500 cash back. That's the conclusion. Again, not including the then. Our symbol for this is if P, then Q. Okay? All right, so we're going to look at the next one. Identify the hypothesis and conclusion of the following. All right, so we have if points A, B, and C lie on a line, then they are collinear. Okay, the hypothesis, points A, B, and C lie on a line. The conclusion, they are collinear. Again, notice if and then are not underlined. Now the next one's a little more confusing. The Tigers will play in the tournament if they win the next game. So the hypothesis is the second half in this case because they have to win the game in order to play in the tournament. So that's why the conclusion is the Tigers will play in the tournament. The hypothesis, they win the first game because they have to win the first game in order to get the conclusion. All right, so a few more examples here. Identify the hypothesis and conclusion, then write it in if-then form. Okay, an angle greater than 90 degrees is an obtuse angle. So what we would say is if an angle is greater than 90 degrees, notice the hypothesis, then it is an obtuse angle. That's the conclusion. Okay, next one. An angle formed by perpendicular lines is a right angle. So we notice that our hypothesis is an angle formed by perpendicular lines. The conclusion is a right angle. So we would write, if an angle is formed by, and this upside down T is perpendicular. Perpendicular is one of another cool words we get to say in math, but it's a lot of letters. That's too many for me. So it's nice to write the upside down T, that means perpendicular. So if an angle is formed by perpendicular lines, oh, I should have probably put in then it is a right angle. It's not always needed, but it's good to follow the pattern that way. This is a real hard one. A cheetah has non-retractable claws. Now the hypothesis is the animal, the cheetah. The non-retractable claws, that it has non-retractable claws, is the conclusion. So you got to write it so it just kind of makes a little more sense. So we have if, and then I put an animal is a cheetah, comma, then it has non-retractable claws, which is kind of weird for a cat, isn't it? Cats always have the retractable claws. The dogs don't. But hey, you learned something new today. Talk to you later.